Welcome back to another episode of Doing the Most. I've been consistent. That's all y'all could have asked for me. That's all I could have done. Shout out to everyone, whether you're watching me on YouTube, whether you're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, anywhere. Just want to straight up say the Nets yesterday. Oh man, I already talked about them a lot. I'm on news break now. The link is down below. I've been dropping episodes there where I'm actually allowed to watch gameplay, and I'm basically covering the Brooklyn Nets. Straight up Brooklyn Nets from start to finish every day, episodes daily on the Brooklyn Nets. Shout out for the opportunity. I'm really grateful. Thank you guys so much for that. But Kyrie got hurt yesterday early in that game. It was a good game before that. And basically, ever since then, KD couldn't do too much alone. He shot pretty bad, like very poorly. Couldn't do much. And it was just like, it's tough. It's tough, especially when you got Middleton on the other team. You got Giannis on the other team. They both did the work. And now they tied up the series. It's 2-2. A lot of questions have to be asked about the Nets and the future of this series, right? We always said, or at least I always said, that you can never crown a champion because you have no idea how it's going to play out, literally, because anything can happen, especially with injuries. You can't really say, oh, this team is 100% winning. You really can't. And now we're going to see how Steve Nash pretty much has to dictate what happens with this team, if he's going to rush Harden back, because that's the coach's decision, right, at the end of the day. And he seems like he's the type that he's saying he's not going to do that. So we'll see. We'll see how the Nets fare out. It's a 2-2 series, anyone's series, best of three. I feel like I talked about it so much that I kind of don't want to talk about it anymore. So you guys can go check out that. The link is down below. Besides that, though, the second game of the night was between the Denver Nuggets and the Phoenix Suns. Denver was facing elimination, backs against the wall. How were they going to react? And the MVP got ejected. Yes, Jokic got ejected on a flagrant 2. They called it a really hard foul, unnecessary contact, which it kind of was, but it's not like it seemed like he was doing that. I was against it personally. I thought that he was going for the ball. He just viciously smacked him in the face, right? We've seen hard fouls like that in the playgrounds, in the streets. Back in the day, they wouldn't even have looked at that. I thought it was going to be a flagrant 1 when I reviewed it and when they saw it. And I was just actually in shock. I know a lot of NBA players were in shock too. Some of them were calling the league soft, including like Ja Morant. And I honestly was not expecting the MVP to be ejected. I'm not saying just because he's an MVP. It's just because, like, the way I see it, right? I could be completely wrong. This is my opinion. But I feel like when a player is known for doing vicious acts, like if that was Patrick Beverley, if that was Draymond Green, if that was this, you would see the intentions as maybe differently. Or you would say this guy's has a dirtier reputation, right? But when it's Jokic, who's a guy who never really gets flagrants, never really gets texts, like he's a chill dude. Like even after he was ejected, he went over to Cameron Payne and he made sure he was all right. And that's just the type of like thing I just didn't see it being a flagrant 2. Like I didn't think they'd even think that it was. You know what I mean? Yeah, he wound up. He was frustrated clearly. But when he swung down, he clearly was going for the ball and just caught the side of the man's face. That's really what I saw. I know a lot of people were against it. So many people were tweeting at me saying, oh man, what are you talking about? That's definitely a flagrant 2. So please let me know in the comments right off the bat if it was. I don't think it would have mattered too much. Phoenix was in control. Some dude who was punching Nuggets fans said Phoenix in 4, and he was the prophecy. The prophecy was answered. But yo, can we just talk about Chris Paul and how underrated this man was or is or whatever? When his bro, this dude can do it all if he's healthy. We've been saying that. I know a lot of people give him a lot of junk for always getting eliminated, but he's usually hurt. It's been tough for him to stay healthy. He shot 14 of 19 from the field yesterday. That doesn't even make sense. He was like 74% from the field. That's ridiculous. He had 37 points in an elimination game. That's the most points he scored in like 3 years. This dude is 36. 36 dropping 37 in a playoff game against the MVP and the Nuggets. And obviously the Nuggets were missing Jamal Murray. We talked about this. And now they advanced. They're waiting on the winner of that Utah/Clippers series who actually play tonight. So this is going to be game 4 tonight. We'll see how Utah bounces back after the Clippers pretty much dismantled them. Their zone has been killing them. We got to see if they can put things together, because that zone is hurting Utah. They gotta go to study film. This is 2 games in a row. I know they won one of them, but they gotta figure it out. They need to do better, get Donovan better looks. They need to utilize Gobert, in my opinion. So we'll see how they do that. But the first game of the night, It's Philly, Atlanta. Atlanta's not trying to go down 3-1. They also got to figure out a way to get easier baskets. They're playing at home. So they should feed off the Atlanta crowd. I talked about this. They need to get Trey away from Ben. That's the best way I think they're going to win this game. I think they need to set more screen and rolls for him, higher ones. Try to get Ben Simmons off him. Ben has been disrupting him a lot. And the only way they're going to actually come back in this series, tie it up, is if Trey gets more shots off. Because, yeah, he can drop 28 and you guys could say it was efficient or whatever. But no, they need to find a way to get Trey Young better looks and more of them, honestly. That's their best shot. The slowing down and beat is tough. All that stuff is tough. But you need to make this serious as long as you can. You need to figure it out. There might be some movement needed to be done. I will say that Denver made some moves that I stated. I said Monte Morris and Will Barton were the best players in that game 3. And what did they do? They started both of them in game 4, and it was the right decision. You got to make adjustments, especially when your back is against the wall. Don't make them too late. Make them earlier. If something's not working, make the change. Now, we've seen a team like Dallas, for example, make that change in a game 7, and it wasn't the right decision. You got to figure it out, but without making it like too bad of a decision. See what worked for you game 1, and obviously you can't go to it 100% because the other team made adjustments, but you got to counter adjust. And that's the beautiful part of coaching. That's the beautiful part of the NBA. And I think it's anyone's league always, man, especially now that if the Nets lose, you could see Phoenix winning it, right? You could still see like it's literally a toss-up. I know I said it was a toss-up from the jump, but Brooklyn did look like the heavy favorites for everyone. But I think it's a toss-up for any team. I think any one of the 3 remaining West teams can win. You could say that about the Clippers. You could say that about Utah. You could say that about Phoenix. Milwaukee has a legitimate shot here without the Nets players. I think the Nets still have a legitimate shot, and I think Philly has a shot. I don't know about the Hawks, but you never know. Literally, you genuinely don't know about anything. So it's great. Basketball should be like this. I missed the good old days when you had no idea who would win. It's been a lot of years where you didn't know who was going to win. And yeah, I'll see you guys later. Let me know all what you guys think. I really want to know, especially when it comes to Jokic. Thank you guys so much for the support. It really does mean a lot. Y'all always changing my life, even if we don't have that many views. I know my videos haven't been getting like 100, but this is the start of something new. I can't wait to set up a real setup. I can't wait to have my own office and all that because I'm working on all that, all right? I'm going to have a team behind me, production, and all that. So I'll be seeing you guys later. Some new podcasts where we have like guests and stuff will be coming soon as well. It's been your boy Mos, and thank you for doing the most.